Welcome everyone, and it's nice to see you here in our webinar. Webinar organizer is Seidat, and Seidat is a sales presentation platform company, and in the end of this webinar I will tell more about our business. I want to also welcome Jyrki. Jyrki can present himself a little bit later. Who is he? I'm running this Buying Brains webinar together with him. Before we start, I really recommend you to follow Seidat in social media, especially in LinkedIn and in Instagram, because in those channels we tell our latest news and about new events, what we are gonna organize. So there, if you follow us, then you keep on track all the time. About today's agenda, at first we start with introduction, and then we jump to the main topic about 7 ways to affect the desire network. Then I have short summary about that topic, and then in the end I will do some kind of test run how to present Seidat from the viewpoint of affecting the desire network. So Jyrki will today tell more about this desire network and those 7 ways to affect, and then I try to do my best to present our product from that point of view. We have all the time live chat open, so if you have any questions or comments, please send them to chat, and then we can interact and maybe help with your current business problems, or if you have any comments, then it would be nice to get those. We are recording the webinar, so after the webinar we will send that recording to you. So if you want to share this webinar with your colleagues, you are open to do that. If I introduce shortly myself, my name is Paulus Perkkiö. I'm CEO and the founder of Seidat company. I have been working with sales more than 20 years, and I think this buying brains is really interesting topic, because if you think about selling or buying, it's always about negotiations and trying to understand how to win the negotiation so that the customer will buy. And I have here today Jyrki. Welcome, Jyrki. You are doctor of is it education or?
Yes,
Doctor of education and docent in Oulu University. But maybe you can tell shortly more about yourself now.
Yes, thank you for invite me to give presentation. I eager to talk about the brain, human brain. I have made research relating to human behavior and also how the brain produce specific behavior. I have worked in universities and also I work in company called Innoman, in which we help companies to increase their capability to make innovation. And I'm a neuroscientist, expert in business in this company context. So
yeah, it's really nice to be here together with you. And what I also understood, you have been working in universities not only in Finland but also in USA.
Yes, I have worked also in USA almost 4 years in the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Thank you. If I shortly introduce the topic, about buying brains. The background is your book, Jyrki. You have been writing a book, Ostavat Aivot, Buying Brains. The book is only in Finnish, but now this is maybe the first time when you introduce the same concept in English. And those 7 ways to influence the desire network, it's really amazing. And I have, when I first time heard about that, I have been thinking quite a lot sales work from that point of view, and it has helped me quite a lot. But maybe it's a good time to give stage for you, and you can tell more about that topic. It's not idea that I'm trying to explain how this how brains are running from neuroscientist point of view. You are the specialist about that.
Okay, thank you, and nice to hear that you have got the idea, and you have also ideas in order to make practice about the science, because my presentation is based on the neuroscientific research and also the behavioral research. So it's nice to hear that it is also on practical point of view beneficial. So 1919 I got a gift card from my employer, and I decided to call Stockmann in order to find the right suit for me. And then I went to the Stockmann, and I meet very polite seller and find suitable suit for me. However, she succeeded also to buy outdoor jacket, and then I decided to buy also the outdoor jacket for me. And I was very happy to leave Stockmann, and not only had I used my gift card on a suit, but I paid even more for an outdoor jacket that fit me very well. And this all happened because the seller was so kind and made me feel important. And this personal experience leads us to the me activator. So the me activator is the first way to influence your customer or consumers. And if I ask from you, who is the most important person for you, most of us think that maybe our children or our parents or our friends. However, if we believe science, the most important people for me, Jyrki, is myself. And this is very important to remember. For example, in USA, researcher has recognized that among the dentists, they were Dennis and Dennisy named dentist more than other named dentist. So it looked like that if you hear your name and close of your name, so it would be effect for you in essential ways also in your adulthood. And similarly, among the layers, it is more Lawrence and Laura than other named lawyers. So this implicit egoism means that humans have preferences, mostly unconsciously, for things they associate with themselves. So you can image, for example, Pekka Polto in MTV, and also we have in Finland Kirves named at the leader of the Metsähallitus, and so it is easy to find similar example that people would like to choose their profession based on their names. Of course, this is only one example of this.
Yeah.
And also when we are in the groups, so we talk about 60% of ourselves in a group, and even in social media we talk or write or what we do is almost 80% of the time. So it shows that we are very, very self-centric creators. Okay, the me activators means factors that positively strengthen the self. And then here is some example. For example, birthdays are very important for us, and also our name and professions is very important for us, and university in which we graduated, and also the residence when we have lived or when we live that now, and also the habits, and of course when you think your own customers and so you can create some more things what are most important for the self of your customers.
I think this slide is very interesting because, for example, yesterday I have a sales meeting with one guy. I didn't know him at all, but before the meeting I realized that he's maybe having his business in Vaasa region, where I have been living for 14 years. And then I started the discussion that way. Then we realized that he's not actually living in Vaasa, but he's living in Oulu, where I have been born. So he's living in the city where I have born. We have been living at the same time in city of Vaasa. Then we continued the discussion. We have we know same people. We have same people in our network, and he has been working with one of my friends. And we realized also that our daughters are studying in Tampere in same faculty. So okay. We have many connections in the beginning of meeting. We realized that, I don't know why we discussed about that topic, but it only came. And I have a feeling that after that conversation, he as a buyer should think that I'm not very bad. I can't be very bad person because we have been living in same area so many years, and we have children in same schools, and we have so many things which are common to us. So it was interesting discussion.
Yeah, that's very good.
And the meeting went really well. It was building trust, and we were discussing so many important topics for them, which we can help them.
Yeah, this is very good example about how the me activator work in the practical situation in real life. Yeah. Okay, then so we are self, and me is the most important person for me. However, we live in the groups, and then other people also affect a lot of for us and for our behavior. And this is example how the most of the people they look for the helicopter, and then they saw that the helicopter pilot look for the sky upper, and then they find that okay, there is helicopter in which has the logo of the Seidat. So
and I haven't paid you for this advertisement.
Right. You never know if I write the. Okay, but this is good example. So this is the goal of the almost each business, because of course we need the customers and we need the consumers. So if we can create something which affect many people, so it's very nice. Okay, and this. So this is the second activator, V activator, social activator. It means that the other people they really affect for our behavior, and the imitation and social learning is very important in this context, despite that we love self.
And I must tell in this situation that when I graduated, I made my thesis about how fashion is impacting the image we get from products, and this fashion industry it's using this V activator very effectively.
Yeah, I agree. So it's very, and many of the example of here, despite of the scientific proof, the keen seller they have applied many of the activators what I will present today. But the point is that good example. So just one breakthrough scientific finding. We human as monkeys have mirror neurons in the brain, and mirror neurons they work together the desire network in the brain, and this means that these mirror neurons are all activated when we watch what other people are doing, without that we are doing anything. So we have very sensitive areas in the brain in which we can we follow almost unconsciously the other people which we prefer. Of course, we need to like these people who are effective for us in this way. So then the V activator, so we can use this as a social testimony in which we can, for example, if our friend or our friend or some other who are very known, if they success something for us, so we trust almost 100% for our friends when they success. For example, to say that is very good, or some other company is very good, so we trust. Then we have the descriptive norms. This means that specific situation, it is some kind of norm to follow. In this case, this is very not very strong social norm, but if you saw that over a billion people have used McDonald's, so maybe this effect for your choice on the highway. And then we have alternative or toothpaste is good because the dentist is in the same picture, and then we have celebrity who, for example, sport star or some other stars. And in USA, in East Coast, they are two old rivals between Red Sox Boston and New York Yankees baseball teams, and the professor Mina Sikara from Harvard University invited fans of these baseball teams to the neuroscientific experiment in which they watched videos of the real game situations while their brain activity was being measured. And they find that their rewarding area in the brain was very active when the own team won, or however, if the rival team won, their pain areas in the brain activate, and however, when the own similar way when their own team members they lost, or if they play very unsuccessfully, also the pain area in the brain activate. So we are very sensitive for the behavior of other people if we fund, for example, some sport team. And this social aspect has been applied for the towels used in the hotels because it's save our planet if we do not consume so much water. So the first intervention was based on factual information, and this factual information increased the use of the towels over more than one day in the hotel, 32%, and then if they create the descriptive norm relating the whole hotel, so they said that so many people in this hotel has reused the towels, so this descriptive norms increase the use of the reused the towels 44%, and lastly, if they refer to this same hotel room in which the customer lives 2 or 3 days, so it increased 49% reuse of the towels. So you can see that the descriptive norm is very effective for in this kind of context in which you like to increase the behavioral norms. Okay, we activator means factors that strengthen connection with other people. And we are very sensitive to groups, what we give value or if we belong. Okay, next, 1848, it happens very serious blasting accident in the Vermont, USA, and 25-year-old foreman Pineskeg prepared rock blasting, and he tried to make something preparation for the blasting, controlled blasting. However, something unexpected happens. The rock blasting occurred too early, and the pry bar punctured his forehead. As you can see here, this is the picture of Pineskeg after the accident. Fortunately, Pineskeg did not die, and his doctor Harlov documented the case very specific level. And after some months, Pineskeg was in normal condition from medical perspective. His intelligence was also very high, similar level than before the accident. And however, soon his colleague and also his family member learned that his personality has been changed. He could not concentrate to work. He did choice which was against his healthiness and commercial wealthiness. He could not behave in right way, and the case of Pineskeg is famous in the medical history because this case showed close relationship between emotion and cognition for behavior. And especially, okay, this is the introduction to the next activator, emotion. And current day, maybe the most influential research relating this area in our time is Antonio Damasio. He has written the book called The Self Comes in the Mind, and he presents the somatic marker hypothesis. And his argument is that without the emotional signal, we cannot make any decision, despite we have very high level intelligence or despite we have very high level cognitive capabilities, we cannot make very keen decisions in real life context without emotional signals. Then the emotions are very essential part of our rational thinking. So they are not separate. They are just working together in order to make. So the somatic markers, he has shown that with his research group that without the somatic, which are mostly emotional markers or signals from the body, we cannot make rational decisions. Okay, and this is the old. So this is from Plato and Western country, that the rational part of our mind control the emotions like horses in this picture in order to keep them on the road. However, this is the old rationality picture, because we emotions are essential part of our thinking and decision making. So the most maybe, I'm not sure, totally sure, but the researchers indicate that the most effective emotion is positive surprise, and I have experiences this in my birthday someday in Laurea, in which I am principal lecturer. My colleague, they gave my balloons and some other stuff just unexpectedly. So this is, but you need to avoid negative surprise. It's very, if your company or logos or product services give some negative surprise, it's very bad. Jyrki Hasson's make the very important study 20 years ago. This is old classical study in which maybe first study in which neuroscientist showed subjects the real movie in the neuroscientific situation experiment, and Jyrki Hasson showed subjects part of the classic film, the good, the bad, and ugly, while measuring their brain activity, and he found that the excitement and this kind of joy, and also when the team changes, they activate the brain of the subject in the similar way. So he found that it is he got this intersubjective correlation. So the essential question for you is that how could your company offering effect for in this way that your customer feels similar way into say relating your marketing messages or selling speech or etc. Okay, the emotion activator means factors that increase positive emotions.
I think it's very common that we discuss about do we make decision based on the knowledge or based on our feeling, based on our emotions, and next topic is of course about the knowledge itself, but also those feelings and emotions, they are really big part of the decision making process.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so here you can see the picture in which I saw the desire network, and a person is highly Paulus, I cannot see the picture in the only small picture, so I cannot read what I have written to the slide. So is this possible to give how I can, miten mä voin muuttaa, nähdä myös ton isona ton kuvan?
It's maybe on other tab in your browser, but if you I'm not sure where you are. If you link the clip.
Okay, I can see now. I can
Yeah.
see it. Sorry for.
Yeah.
Person is highly likely to behave according to presented messages. If that message activates his/her brain's desire network. So this is and my book Ostavat Aivot translate to English, buying, not yet translate, but we have published the article with Pekka Päri from Innoman, and this article is its content is little bit similar that in Ostavat Aivot.
Yeah.
So and it coming next year, maybe on February. Okay, and now we have next is the knowledge. So the knowledge activator means the information about the product, services, and maybe processes of your company. So this is the engineer aspect of the car manufacturers, etc. However, we are very tired sometimes relating the information, too much information. However, if you apply the brain-friendly approach, so then you can activate people to be happy and also you can serve them in the best possible ways. So the people that rank things around us. So we have the most important things, and then we have the indifferent things, and then we have the most available things, and then we make this kind of ranking all the time, and then this rank content is very subjective. Not of course we in the business context we try to, and also in educational context we try to find the aspect of the things in which activate most of the people if we think that they are good for them. So this is the one of the mechanism of the desire network, that we rank the things all the time based. Our desire network helps us to do that. And the other aspect is that the most of the information processing in our brain is subconscious or unconscious. And on the left side you can see the iceberg, and you can see that the conscious mind, this iceberg is like our brain, and the conscious brain is only 5% of our information processing, and most in this picture 95% of the information processing happens below the consciousness, and the idea in the brain neuroscientific research is that we try to uncover the subconscious information process, and then the desire network, the one part of this network is striatum, and it is specific for information processing totally subconscious level, but it interacts with our conscious mind. So it's almost realistic picture of the brain from functional perspective. Then our senses, they work also on subconscious level, most of them on subconscious level, and it is some evidence in which if we showed participant stimuli on a subconscious level, despite the subjects didn't recognize that they saw the carrot, after the experiment they buy carrot more than the control group. So this is really effective. Okay, maybe we
do you want to see?
We can skip this because yeah, time is slowing. However, in 1960s, the car means in USA same than Chevrolet, and then the Volkswagen tried to go to the USA market, and they produced some advertisement campaign in which they very sensitive way to show that the people who drive or are on the American car, they are spender or fool or greedy, etc. And people who drive with Volkswagen, they are honest and economical, etc. But they make this ad in order to very sensitive way, and maybe it was very effective because the Volkswagen was very successful and still is very successful in the USA market. So the price information is very essential on the market. So if you would like to find jacket, and see that this is 80 euros, and next jacket is 140 euros, so you feel that it's very expensive, and if you find jacket what is $40, so you feel that it's very cheap. So this is very the price information is not objective, it's very subjective, depending on what is your reference relating to. And then also the framing has very strong effect for the information processing. For example, tomatoes in one study in Sweden, they frame one of the tomatoes as Danish, second one organic, third one Swedish, and last just the code. And actually, all tomatoes were similar. However, they tested how it tastes based on the framing, and they find that the Swedish people, they prefer most the organic framing tomatoes, second one Swedish, third one code, and last one Danish. So the framing is very effective way. And so the knowledge activator is information which activate the desire network. Okay, next one. Let me see here some note. One of the most memorable moments of my life falls on the spring of 25, when I meet the founder of Kinkoscopy. He is the founder of the photocopy company. Here you can see the Paul Orfala now, and here is he as young. Okay, and he has a very bad dyslexia, but despite of this, he got it the study place from University of California, Southern California, because he was so keen in American football. However, studying wasn't easy for Paul. He mostly assisted his classmates in group project by bringing them pizza and drinks and handling other errands. In the spring of 1970, the university acquired its first photocopy. And so Paul went to the university new and only photocopy. It was crowded, and Paul O'Fallon joined the queue. In the queue, he got an idea. If they took such a long line for the copier, there must be a high demand for copying in other places too. And he ran for his father, and he guaranteed the $5,000 loan for Paul, and he bought the Xerox photocopier. And then this Kinko's copy was very successful, and 04 he sold it for FedEx for $2.4 billion. Okay, this is just an example of how goals is important for people. In Paul's case, it illustrates well how a person can set long-term goals. He decided at the child that he will be an entrepreneur, but he didn't know what is the content of the business. And these goals reside often in the subconscious mind mostly of the time, but get activated due to the suitable environmental stimuli. So the person's goal, they play very important role in our behavior and your customers' behavior. So the next activator is the goal, and so the goal activator it's long-term goals and short-term goals. And for example, now we are waiting the Christmas time. For example, in Starbucks, they try to increase the goal relating Christmas by using the red color in the cafeteria, and also in New York tax drivers, they have the daily based goal for the salary. From economic point of view, it is rational to drive longer day on rain day, because the most of the people use the taxi, and then the short day on sunny days. However, they do not think in this way, but they have personal goal for each day. And this is the similar relating the sport. If you have a goal to make 15 sit-up, and if you got it 16, so you are happy, but if you get only 14, so you are very unhappy. So the goals, personal goals, affect very much how we feel different things. And then goals can also be activated. For example, on the upper row, you can see the Stanford picture, and also the football player, and people who saw the Stanford logo before the intelligence test they perform better than the people who see the football players. And also similar way, if you saw the IBM logo before the creative test, or the Apple logo before creative test, the Apple group outperformed the IBM group. So the goals are very important part of our behavior, and it has a very strong effect for our behavior. Okay, then we have the next one, the sense activators, and the Professor Anthony de Casper from the University of North Carolina in the United States organized a very nice. Very nice. Sorry, okay. In one study in USA, the mother read just during the pregnancy, the 3 months last pregnancy time, the children book for the children, and when they after the birth of the baby react different way for the story what he or she has here in the pregnancy time. So it is a lot of evidence that we begin to use our senses just before we have the first birthday. The visual sense is the most strongest in our senses. We are very sensitive for the faces. Also the movement and hands are very important when we sense the information. And then of course the audio and vision is the most important part, and as you see on the market, so they are most common way to activate customers. However, it is a lot of room for marketing also from other senses like taste, touch, smell, etc. Okay, I skip this because the time is slowing. So
should we take this differentiation then?
Yeah, differentiation is the last one, and so the basic idea is to be irreplaceable. You must be different, said Jacob Chanel, and at least she was very successful. Okay, 1993, the first bread machine launched in USA, and the price was $275, but it was not very successful. Then they produced other bread machine, and the price was $412. And after this first bread and cheaper bread machine, they will sell very well after that. So this is the maybe the customers it was easier to compare the prices and the properties of the bread prices. So it is very difficult to be unique in the market. Other ways how you can differ, maybe Paulus can explain more about it from Seidat point of view, but here is the folders, and here is the same folders with view. This is I like this ad very much because it's very intuitive, and here is the Weight Watchers. You go in and you go out. Hertz is number 1 in USA. However, the Avis created an ad in which we try harder for you.
It's a really interesting way to be differentiate themselves.
Yeah, it's very, and I think that it is a lot of room for creativity in this context.
Yeah. If we jump to summary part, I see it that way that if we think about from sales point of view, it means that if we try to use me activator, I gave the one example how to tell your topic from the point of view where what people love. It's very easy way to tell that you have some common topics with your customer, then use those topics to tell your story. If you think about we activator, we must try to connect the customer to the desired like tribe. They must have some connection to your brand, and use those customer reviews, as you explained, Jyrki, earlier, that they are really important. People trust to others, they trust to friends, they trust to influencers. So use those referrals to tell about your product. Then if you think about from feeling point of view, I learned one easy way to smile. Smiling, and your customer will feel themselves happy, and they start smiling also. And combine the smiling with storytelling, it means a lot for your customers, and their brains goes activate to positive decision. Then the knowledge activator, I would like to use it like proposing options, like there were in pricing point of view. If you have only one package which you offer to your customers, then it's not so likely that they will make a positive decision. But if they have options where they can select, and those options are based on real facts, it will help them to make this positive decision. And then if you think about from goal point of view, you said sometime that the goal is maybe the strongest activator. And I learned from my one customer that they are using in sales that kind of concept, that they ask from the customer how from 0 to 10, how do you evaluate your current solution? If they ask that 5, then they ask what should we change to make it to the level of 10? What is the difference? What is the gap between 5 and 10? And when you have this kind of discussion, it makes your customer thinking about his goals and how to achieve those goals. It's easy way to do that. And then about sensitive things, sensors, one easy way is to make visually appealing presentations, and it helps them to buy. And the differentiation point of view, I really recommend to use this kind of before and after images, for example, or that kind of stories. And I said that I can try to explain about Seidat from brain-friendly way, and this is my test about that topic. And so our mission is to enable winning sales flows. And if I think about salespeople, they always want to win their deals, and we are enabling them. So we are using this goal activator in this part. Then we tell quite a lot about our customers. They maybe find some well-known brands there, and they may think that, okay, if they are using, why should I not use this? So it's helping them to use this V-activator. Then we use emotions, telling stories about what is the great slide deck, and typically we tell that a slide deck is perfect when it's like a fireplace where you collect your friends around it and you start discussing about the topic. Slide deck should be and presentation should be like a fireplace. You gather your friends, your colleagues around it, and you start discussing. It's not like presenting, it's more about to have a device to help people to discuss about the important topic. Of course, from knowledge point of view, knowledge activator, we must tell many facts about our tool, how our sales presentation platform is running, how you can create, present, and share materials. But then we ask, there is big difference how you do it today and how you could do in future with our tool. Then we tell, of course, about our services, how we can design better presentations, and there we use this before and after comparison. So one of our customers is MSK Group, and they had this kind of presentations earlier, and today when we touched them and created them in a Seidat, you can see the difference, and it's easy then to start discussing about design services. This is the way how we tell our product, and also in pricing we have several packages, Core, Plus, and Pro. You don't need to decide only if you start using Seidat, but you can decide what kind of package you have, and it will help you to make the positive decision. In the end, I really recommend you to also, if you are interested about our tool, to get started, you must make only two decisions: to click on our website or to directly to our app, register there, and also I will share more links to Jyrki's business later in email. But if you want to contact him, there is his Jyrki's contact information. We will share that also in email. This has been really interesting discussion, Jyrki.
Thank you.
About buying brains, and I really hope that you will translate your book in English, and then we could share that information in a larger scale with all of our customers and audience. And but Jyrki is doing also consulting. So if you think that this topic is interesting, then you can of course contact Jyrki and discuss about consulting projects. Thank you. And I really hope that this has given any new ideas about buying brains, how you can have those negotiations maybe differently as you have done earlier. And I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and more sales in next year. Thank you, Jyrki.
Thank you.
Was a pleasure invite and have this webinar together with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, and bye.
Bye.